Good morning, friends. We're going to review Module 3 today. Over the last few weeks, we have learned how to skip count using our benchmark numbers. Let's see if we can remember some of the ways we can show how to skip count. First, we have our straws. This is our 100 bundle, which is worth 100. This is our 10 bundle, which is worth 110. And here is our 1 straw, which is worth 1. We also have our place value blocks. This is a flat, which is worth 100. This is a rod, worth 110. And our unit, worth 1. We also have our dollar bills. We have our $100 bill, which is worth $100. Our $10 bill, worth $10, and our $1 bill, worth $1. Let's practice our skip counting. We want to show one way we can skip count using the benchmark numbers from 287 to 500. Now, I want you to tell me what number we are going to start with. If you said 287, you are correct. So let's start by drawing our 287. And this time, we're going to use our straws. 100, 200, 210, 220, 230, 240, 250, 260, 270, 280, 281, 282, 283, 284, 285, 286, 287. Now that we've drawn our 287, let's box and label it. Now we can start counting to 500. Let's start by looking at our ones place. We see that we have 7 ones in 287. Since we are not at an even 10, we want to start by counting our ones. Let's count up by ones until we get to the next 10. 288, 289, 290. Now we've gotten to the next 10. Now that we've gotten to the next 10, what do you think we can count by? If you said tens, you are correct. Let's count by tens until we get to the next 100. Ready? 300. We only needed 110 to get to the next 100. Now that we're at 300, we can count by hundreds to get to 5. Counting from 300 to 500 in the fastest way possible would be by using hundreds. Let's count those together. 400, 500. We have now made it from 287 to 500. How many hundreds, tens, and ones did we use to count from 287 to 500? Let's take a look together. First, let's count up how many hundreds we had to draw to get from 287 to 500. 1, 2. We used 2 hundreds. Next, let's count our tens. We have 110. Next, we can count our ones. We have 1, 2, 3 ones. So now we know we have used 2 hundreds, 110, and 3 ones. Great job. Let's keep practicing. Let's show one way we can skip count using our benchmark numbers from 150 to 410. This time, we'll use our place value blocks. What number do we need to start with? That's right, we start with 150. So I'm going to draw my 100 flat, and I'm going to draw 5 tens and 0 ones. because I know that 150 is 100 5/10. Now that I have my place value blocks drawn, I'm going to box and label. If we look at our ones place, we see that we have 0 ones. That means we're at our even 10. Since we don't need to count by ones, we can start by counting with tens. So let's count up by tens until we get to the next 100. 160, 170, 180, 190, 200. We're now at an even 200. Now we can count by our hundreds to get to 400. Let's count together. 300, 400. Now, if I look, I see that I have 400, but I want to get to 410. What do you think the fastest way to get from 400 to 410 would be? You guessed it, 110. When we draw another 10, we get from 400 to 410. Awesome job. Let's see how many hundreds, tens, and ones we needed to count from 150 to 410. Start by counting our hundreds. How many hundreds did we use? If you said 2 hundreds, you are correct. Next, how many tens did we use? Let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but don't forget about this last one, 6. We used 6 tens. How many ones did we use? We used 0 ones. We now know to get from 150 to 410, we needed 2 hundreds, 6 tens, and 0 ones. Let's keep practicing, but this time we're going to use our dollar bills. Write the total amount of money shown in each group in the space below. Let's look at the first one. Here we see a $100 bill, a $10 bill, 2 $10 bills, 3 $10 bills, 4 $10 bills, and we see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 $1 bills. Can you guess how much money we have here? If you said $145, you are correct. Good job. Let's try another one. Count up your hundreds, tens, and $1 bills to see how much money we have. If you said $532, you are right. Awesome. Let's try one more together. This time, if you'll notice, they're not in order of hundreds, tens, ones. This time, it shows our ones first and then our hundreds, but we can still count them the same way, just like this. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 501, 502, 503, 504, $505. Very good. That is the end of our lesson for today. We will learn more about skip counting during our lesson on Zoom.